Ladies and gentlemen, and children of all ages, you all know me as that crazy guy from Howard Beach. But what I am about to bring to you is my new channel called $1 with a Z. Because, ladies and gentlemen, what I have discovered on the obverse and reverse of the $1 bills is in fact a representation of dozens of different gods that have existed in many different civilized nations that have existed on this planet for the last 50,000 years, including civilized nations that have been completely obliterated from the public record, and that there are entire files and complete documentation located in the Vatican and probably in the halls of the museums and where they store this type of document in Washington, D.C., and probably in other large metropolitan storage facilities as well. And I am creating this companion channel to my Hoodwinked by an Angel channel because I have predictions, and I also want to bring you the information that is in my book, Angels on the Ark by Michael Fazio. Ladies and gentlemen, what I can tell you is I have discovered the reason why the Great Pyramid is located upon the $1 bill. But I have also discovered at the same time dozens of other entities and representations of civilized nations that have existed on this world for as long as 50,000 years and represent the lost colony of Atlantis, the Mayans, the original scriptures from Egypt via the Bible as a codex or codex that's encrypted into the Bible. And I have put all of this information in my book that I am going to show you on the screen. But for my first prediction, and the information that I'm going to bring to you via these videos and my book itself are going to make the this is going to sound crazy, but then again, I'm that crazy guy from Howard Beach. They're going to make the invention of the atomic bomb, which, by the way, there is a perfect representation on the reverse of the $1 bill above the eagle's head, which is an atomic detonation. My revelations and my predictions are going to make the atomic bomb pale in comparison. The things that I am going to bring to the planet Earth are going to go down in history and change the course of history itself. Now, my first prediction is that Michele Bachmann will become president. And why? Because there is a belief that the Zionists run America. And if that is the case, what is a fact is that no other Jewish person in the course of the American history has ever become president. However, Michele Bachmann is Jewish, and her love for Israel is widely publicized, and you're going to see that on the screen in a second. But for the moment, I can tell you that the Olympic logos, a.k.a. 2012, is an exact wording of the word Zion, and it is so because if you look at the first letter, which appears to be a 2, and then you look inside the number 2, you will see an I-O-N, D-O-N, London, it says, but it's not capitalized. And if it's not capitalized, it's a mistake. It's not a printing error, it's done on purpose because the first letter 2 and the letters I-O-N are in fact a representation of 2012 Zion, Zionism, and this is when the Jewish faction known as the Zionists are going to take over the political system of the globe. And Michele Bachmann will become the President of the United States of America. Now we're going to zoom in on Michele Bachmann and her page, and you can see unequivocally that Michele Bachmann, on her love for Israel and considering herself Jewish, and she goes on to depict how much she loves the Israeli way of life and that she has been in love with the philosophy of Israel itself, which is in fact, in my opinion, causing all of the wars on this planet, because Israelis, a.k.a. dual citizenship Americans, known as the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, and I found something very interesting in one of my crates. It's a flashlight. It's a home art flashlight. But what we're going to use this for is a representation from this day forward of the dildo burgers. You see? See how the Lord has provided me with what I need? This is going to be a representation of the dildo burgers, which is a flashlight. The batteries are charging, and eventually, when you see this, it will take the terminology dildo burger into a new realm. Now, Michele Bachmann's love for Israel is placed on the screen, and in 2012, the Zionists have already publicized the word Zion, which is a video on my companion channel, Hoodwinked by an Angel. And this will be my first prediction as Michael Fazio creating his first video for his new channel, $1.Gods, that is going to bring to you from this day forward a different representation of a different God in each segment that appears on the $1 bill. And a glimpse of this before I move on is the screenshot I have on my screen, where you can see a multitude of different gods, including what some people believe to be the Eye of Horus, but is in fact a representation of the glory of the Lord God, as opposed to the atomic detonation above the eagle. This is a detonation because you can see the particles detonating. This is a type of God, a nuclear God that people have worshipped for the input of money into the coffers, mainly Israeli or Judaic or Zionist in nature, because they own all of the corporations that make the power. This is a God in one sense. This is a God which is not Horus, which represents the light of the universe, and this is the God that represents the evil aspect of the universe as the yin and the yang, the I Ching, the good and evil, the positive, the negative, and the light and the darkness of this universe. But here are two other gods that also exist upon the $1 bill. And this is the type of information that you are going to receive while viewing my channel, a.k.a. $1.Gods. And this, ladies and gentlemen, and children of the planet Earth, is the end of segment 1, which I might add, yesterday I was called up to be placed in television, but as a machine operator, for the possibility of qualifying for a television series that's going to be on in the fall of people that operate heavy equipment. And this is the day I started my channel and made the emails to my channel. And as I was making the emails to my new channel, $1.Gods, in order to sell my concept, which it is for sale, including the movie rights, as I was creating the channel, Courtney called me up. Hello, Courtney. Called me up and asked me if I would be interested in qualifying for a television series for heavy equipment operators. And of course, I will look into that aspect, but I find it rather interesting that the day I create my new channel to sell my product completely, that someone calls me up. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of segment 1, and you know what I need? I need to get a bigger camera.